Hi everyone, my name is Abby from Migration Centre of Australia. Today I want to talk about the National Innovation Visa. This will be a no-nonsense guide on the Subclass 858. This is a pathway for world-class talent to migrate to Australia and reside in Australia permanently without being locked down to a specific company. This is for leaders who create jobs, drive productivity, and contribute to the growth of the economy. This is not your typical skilled visa. It's merit-based and highly selective. It's designed for people with internationally recognized achievements who can drive and contribute to the local economy. Now, this should be in a specifically recognized industry, and the National Innovation Visa breaks this down into different categories. For the National Innovation Visa, you don't directly apply for the visa itself. First, you have to lodge an expression of interest, and because it's highly selective, you can check out the previous invitation rounds that the government has conducted for the NIV, and you can see how many people are actually invited. But there's less than usually 2% or even less than 1% of the people invited from the ones that do apply. It's already selective on the basis that you should be eligible to be able to apply, but if you have applied even from the ones that do, very few are selected. And each category will show you how many people are invited in each one. We call these the priorities, priority 1, 2, 3, or 4. So without an invitation, you can't actually apply for the visa. The expression of interest is you saying that I'm interested in this specific visa and migrating to Australia. So now let's talk about priority 1. This is for global experts and people who have received top of field level awards. This could be the Nobel Prize, Pulitzer Award, or a gold medal at one of the events. For example, if you've competed in the Olympics or at an international level for some kind of sporting event and you've won gold specifically, then yes, this would be considered as top of field. It doesn't mean silver and bronze are not considered top of field, but based on the information provided, the ones that they're looking for is the absolute top 1%. So that means gold medal is what they're aiming to drive into the country. This will firstly help Australia establish itself as an international competitor in whatever industry that you're in. And secondly, it helps for the growth in that specific industry if you're in Australia as well. Priority 2 is government nominated talent. Now, this can be either by the federal government or the state and territory governments as well. Now, New South Wales, South Australia, and Victoria are all examples of states that are willing to invite people. You have to reach out to the state body and show that you're interested. And if they accept it, they can issue a Form 1000 and you can be invited by the state as well. Now, there's very, very limited seats available for state invitations under the Subclass 858 program or the National Innovation Visa. So be mindful that if you're not invited, it's not a big deal because they're so selective. Now, priority 3 and priority 4. This is where specific industries are covered. Priority 3 is for Tier 1 industries. This includes critical technologies, health industries, renewables, and low emission technologies. For these 3 industries, there was a lot of invitations, specifically critical technologies. And priority 4 is Tier 2 industries, which is agri-food and ag-tech, defense and space, education, financial services and fintech, infrastructure and transport, and resources. So who can actually apply for any one of these tiers? Specifically Tier 3 and Tier 4. If you have an internationally recognized achievement in your specific industry, then this can be for you. You must be able to show that you have exceptional contribution to that specific industry in some way or form. This can mean being included in research papers. This can mean you have patents under your name. And then it's about drafting a really good expression of interest application to show how good you are within your specific niche. And if Australia deems that, yes, you'd be a great contributor and this should be covered as part of your expression of interest, then you may be invited. As part of the visa, if you are invited, you're required to submit a Form 1000. Now, this should be completed by an Australian organisation, an Australian citizen, a permanent resident of Australia, or an eligible New Zealand citizen. And they should also be recognised in their field that they're nominating you in, because they want to ensure that you haven't just got anyone to complete the form. It should be someone that's recognized, who also recognizes your skills and talent and how it would be a great asset to Australia. So let's talk about the state criteria. Specifically, let's start with New South Wales, the most populous state in Australia. New South Wales is offering an invitation for the NIV for the following people: global researchers, entrepreneurs, innovative investors, sporting professionals, and creative professionals. Next up, Victoria. They haven't specifically outlined what they're interested in. They're open to inviting people, but it's purely based on the assessment that they make. But yes, Victoria can issue an invitation and they're part of inviting you for the NIV. South Australia offers invitations. South Australia focuses on innovation, economic contribution, and cultural and community impact. And Queensland is focused on global researchers, entrepreneurship, innovative investments, elite sport, and creative industries, very similar to New South Wales. Now, what about the other states that are remaining? Western Australia, Northern Territory, ACT, or Tasmania. They don't specifically have an outline on whether they're inviting or not. So based on that, we don't think that they're issuing any invitations for the NIV. Generally, if you lodge an interest for the NIV program, you will hear back within 3 months. They quickly do assessments and get back to clients. This is why it's good to lodge and find out whether you would be eligible or not. But it's also worthwhile to approach the different states that may be interested, because this can put you in priority 2 instead of priority 3 or 4. Remember that the 858 NIV program is for exceptionally talented people who have international recognition and should be a great contributor to the economy and local community in Australia within that industry. If you found this video helpful, like, subscribe for more videos relating to skilled visas, and leave a comment below if you have any further questions regarding the NIV.